Millionaire Fighting 2001 tournament has come to an end. We must all praise the champion team. You have to smile for this team. They managed to put it all together and come up with a great victory. Thank you all. It's about time that we signed off. Clearly, we have witnessed the best of the best. The Millionaire Fighting 2001 tournament has come to an end. We must all praise the champion team. You have to smile for
There is a world as tangible as our own, impossible to see yet unavoidable to sense. A world enveloped by a seemingly...
I was Buddhist, raised in a Christian household.
As far as I knew, I was atheist because I didn't really... My grandma never talked about God, and she was Christian, but she never talked about God ever to me. Not until I was like 18 did I ever realize that the book that she had that was completely in Chinese was actually a holy Bible. And that she was translated, and that she was praying every fucking meal and every night. I had no idea. She never talked to me about Jesus, ever.
People like that comfort at the end of the night.
How was the Bible? Was it more in turn of things you actually need?
Did they have like stir-fry recipes and shit?
Did Chinese Jesus bring more rice when you needed it?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
See? Like, there's different excerpts for all.
He took a grain of rice.
He took a grain of rice and he made it over. That's right. And then he took a rat and he was able to serve all the parts of the rat, and that's how we learned. Like everyone was eating rat livers and rat toes.
Know it started the Black Death. Good job, Jesus.
Yeah, good job, Chinese Jesus.
I mean, yeah, not to be confused with real Jesus.
Here's my religion story. I grew up Christian, a hardcore Christian. It took me many years to shake it. Actually, I had a really long
Shake it is like a fucking heroin addiction.
Truthfully, it is. You know what? Fuck you, man.
You know, the first like casualty is untucking your shirt and like fucking like wearing your shirt like a Neanderthal.
Listen, I was cool, all right. So
I had to tuck my shirt in and wear like fucking.
I had a really good and a really long conversation with El Cid Rodrigo, because we grew up in very similar ways where we were very religious, and then it took us a long time to kind of get it out of our heads, because we were like, it was like 15 years of somebody battering something into your head.
That is literally brainwashing, by the way. That is exactly how you actually brainwash.
Exactly. But, you know, like my parents weren't religious. They just knew that church was good for me. So every Sunday I'd go to Sunday school and whatever. And I remember there was this one, I was sitting, like, I would always go to sermon after Sunday school, and I'd sit and listen to my priest. He was a fucking great guy. He was a really nice guy. Yeah. And, they were always so fucking boring, and I was a kid. I didn't understand what the hell he was talking about. So it's like anything else. You turn on the TV and MASH or something comes on. You don't get what the fuck you're looking at, so you change the fucking channel. But you can't change the fucking channel in church.
No.
And then at the end of every sermon, he says,
you improvise and plug your ears.
But did you get that thing where it was like he'd tell the same story again, and you're like, oh, I've heard this one before?
Yeah. No, because I never got old enough to do that. But at the end of every sermon,
Section B3, I heard
it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, like, this is a rerun.
But he would say, like, if anybody wants to devote their life to God, come up here. And one day I was so fucking bored in church.
You just got up there?
And I was like, here I am. And everyone was like, yeah, he's going to devote his life to God. And it was almost like everybody else was waiting for somebody to walk.
Yeah, they didn't want to do it.
So, like, we were all fucking excited because something was finally happening.
Yeah.
For me, sorry, I don't know if I like kind of your story.
No, that's fine.
For me,
I have to finish it, though, because it's ridiculous.
Okay. Well, I guess for me, my church stories were more like the stuff I remember growing up as being Christian always felt goofy to me. Like Adam and Eve and Noah's Ark and Moses always felt like these like fucking Disney fairy tales, which like it's like
and
the guy who
parted by like a 40-year-old woman.
Yeah, this guy who parted the sea. I'm like, when did this come out on fucking Disney? Like, they parted the sea. This dude had a fucking ship with every animal in the world, sailed over a flood, a talking snake, and the first ever man and woman. It's just like, I'm like, man.
Now I'm just thinking back and it was like, shit, are my Sunday school teachers okay now? Do they understand?